A soda and a nice hat.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. When you got to the department and became secretary, did you fire a bunch of air traffic control?
I did not, Senator.
Did Mr. Musk do that?
He did not.
Where'd all this stuff come from?
So there were about 350 probationary employees at the FAA that were let go, and we're trying to stream. By the way, there's 46,000 people that work at the FAA, so this was a minuscule percentage. But even air traffic controllers who were probationary employees were excluded. All safety positions were preserved at the FAA, including air traffic controllers. And so I think it's a narrative that some in media and in politics have tried to drive as if we're not focused on safety. But I have been crystal clear, and I think
Senate hearings often function as windows into the deepest tensions of governance, the push and pull between federal promises and local accountability, between public safety and individual privacy, and between political showmanship and serious policy oversight. Few senators embody this balance of wit, skepticism, and dogged persistence better than Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. His exchanges are rarely bland, they are sharp, layered with humor, and calculated to hold officials to account in ways that resonate with everyday Americans. The recent exchange with the Secretary covered 3 issues that cut across sectors: energy and infrastructure, the placement of the Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas, LNG, in Louisiana, and the lingering suspicion about delays in its announcement; aviation safety and jobs, allegations surrounding the dismissal of FAA employees, specifically air traffic controllers, and whether safety positions were compromised; privacy and security, the use of TSA facial recognition scans at airports, the government's claim that the data is optional and destroyed, and the deeper questions about surveillance. Each of these topics touches millions of lives, from Louisiana workers awaiting economic investment to air travelers concerned about delays and safety to citizens worried about government surveillance. The stakes are clear. Kennedy's questioning combined a regional defense of Louisiana's interests, a national concern about aviation safety, and a constitutional defense of privacy rights. This commentary will explore these 3 issue areas in depth, unpack Kennedy's style of questioning, evaluate the Secretary's responses, and reflect on the broader implications for governance. By the end, we will see how a single hearing moment captures the complex interplay of politics, economics, and individual freedoms in modern America.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Secretary. Welcome.
it's good to be with you, Senator.
Do you know what the Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas is?
Why, yes, I do.
Where are you going to put it?
I think it's going to go in your state, Senator.
When are you going to announce it?
Very soon. I know our teams have been working together on that. I do. If you want to front run it here, we could, but I know that we were working on an announcement together, and our teams have been working.
I want to front run the hell out of it.
All right.
Where's it going to be put?
Is it
in Louisiana?
Is it Lake? What it would?
McNeese.
Lake Charles, Lake Nice, Lake
Yep.
Charles.
And you're going to make an announcement, Sean, the next few days.
Yeah, I know we've been working on some finer points and details, but yes, it's that's where it's going to go. And I think, as if a memory serves me, I think we were trying to get this stood up and moving by this summer.
Well, I want to get it announced first,
Sure.
so your colleagues can't take it back.
No one's taking anything from you, Senator. It's coming your way.
I see my old friend, Mr. Plotkin, here. Watch him like a hawk, by the way.
He said you do not want to make Senator Kennedy upset on this project.
Well, your predecessor told me a number of times that it was about to be announced, and it was never announced. I don't mean any disrespect. I just finally didn't believe him anymore. I don't think Elvis is alive either. So I learned. But if you could go ahead and announce it, it would. It sure would. I'll buy you a soda and a nice hat.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. When you got to the department and became secretary, did you fire a bunch of air traffic control?
I did not, Senator.
Did Mr. Musk do that?
He did not.
Where'd all this stuff come from?
So there were about 350 probationary employees at the FAA that were let go, and we're trying to stream. By the way, there's 46,000 people that work at the FAA, so this was a minuscule percentage. But even air traffic controllers who were probationary employees were excluded. All safety positions were preserved at the FAA, including air traffic controllers. And so I think it's a narrative that some in media and in politics have tried to drive as if we're not focused on safety. But I have been crystal clear, and I think I've said this until my face is blue, though it's not today, but it could be because we did not actually fire any air traffic controllers, Senator. We've been hiring air traffic controllers as quickly as we can.
All right.
And so I don't know how many times I have to say it.
Let's say it one more time.
Yes.
When you became secretary, look me in the eye, did you fire any air traffic controllers?
I did not.
Okay.
And I did hire air traffic controllers.
Did Mr. Musk?
So by the way, Mr. Musk doesn't fire or hire anybody at the department. I do. And so no, he didn't fire anybody, including air traffic controllers.
Okay. When you probably don't have to, but when most people go through TSA, they take your picture. They have a little camera there, and they say, "Look in the camera. We want to take your picture." Now, underneath it is this little bitty sign that you can barely see, and I think it's written in Sanskrit that says, "This is optional." I won't let them take my picture.
I won't either, Senator.
And they promised us that they destroy the data. Okay. Once again, I don't believe that Elvis is alive either. Senator Merkley and I have a bill. There's been no evidence that this has prevented any acts of terrorism. And I just don't know why the federal government has to collect this huge database of every American who flies picture.
I thank you for that. I couldn't agree with you more. I actually try to turn my head away from the camera when I go through and they're taking pictures. There's no need. I think Americans have a right to privacy. And I don't think you need a digital scan of my face to allow me to have the right to fly on an airplane. I think it's absolutely wrong. And what does it do to security? I don't think it breeds any more security in our airspace, on our airplanes. And so thank you for doing that work. I couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
When Americans tune in to Senate hearings, what they often encounter is not just the business of government, but the theater of democracy. Senators do not only probe witnesses for information, they perform, represent, and dramatize the concerns of their constituents. In this sense, Senate hearings are both oversight tools and stages upon which narratives of accountability are played out. Among the senators who have mastered this art, John Kennedy of Louisiana stands out. His questioning style combines humor with insistence, skepticism with folksy charm, and an unmistakable ability to get officials to speak plainly. The hearing exchange between Senator Kennedy and the Secretary unfolded across three major issue areas. 1. The citing and delayed announcement of the Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas, LNG, in Louisiana. 2. Controversies surrounding alleged job cuts at the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and whether air traffic controllers were impacted. And 3. The Transportation Security Administration's, TSA, quiet adoption of facial recognition scanning technology at airports. While these topics may seem disconnected, they are united by themes of trust, accountability, and the balance between federal promises and citizen skepticism. Kennedy's humorous asides, whether joking that he doesn't believe Elvis is alive either, or offering to buy the secretary a soda and a nice hat if he delivers the LNG announcement, are not merely comic relief. They are calculated tools of rhetoric. They puncture bureaucratic vagueness, expose political evasions, and remind viewers that government must answer to people who are not impressed by jargon or empty assurances. This commentary will examine the three issue areas in depth, situating them within broader debates about economic development, public safety, privacy, and the erosion of public trust. Along the way, we will also consider Kennedy's unique approach to questioning and why it resonates with so many Americans. Louisiana's economy has long been entwined with the energy sector. From offshore drilling in the Gulf of Mexico to petrochemical refining, the state's prosperity and employment base have depended heavily on energy infrastructure. In recent years, liquefied natural gas, LNG, has emerged as a critical component of both Louisiana's and America's economic strategy. LNG facilities in the state do not merely serve local needs, they are gateways for exporting American energy to global markets. Against this backdrop, the announcement of a federally supported Center of Excellence for LNG was no small matter. For Kennedy, securing this center was not just about prestige. It meant jobs, investment, and positioning his state at the heart of an international energy future. Thus, when the secretary appeared at the hearing, Kennedy immediately pressed him. Did he know what the LNG center was and where it would be located? The secretary confirmed it would be in Kennedy's state, specifically in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Yet Kennedy's skepticism was palpable. He reminded the secretary that his predecessor had made repeated promises about an imminent announcement, none of which materialized. The senator quipped, "I don't think Elvis is alive either," signaling his refusal to accept assurances without evidence. In this exchange, Kennedy was not just teasing, he was channeling a broader frustration that many citizens feel when government makes promises that are endlessly deferred. Lake Charles itself is a revealing site for such a project. Situated near major shipping lanes and already home to LNG facilities, it offers both infrastructure and symbolic resonance. A federal center of excellence would cement the city's reputation as a hub for energy innovation. Yet delays in announcing or launching such a project raise questions about bureaucratic inertia, political bargaining, and whether federal agencies truly prioritize regional needs. Kennedy's insistence on front-running the announcement, effectively forcing the secretary to acknowledge it in the hearing before a formal press release, reflects a tactical move. By locking the secretary's commitment into the public record, Kennedy prevents bureaucratic backsliding. His humor, offering a soda and a hat in exchange, only thinly veils the seriousness of his demand. Louisiana's people deserve clarity, not endless anticipation. The broader significance here is twofold. First, it shows how senators use hearings to secure concrete economic benefits for their states, pressing federal agencies to commit publicly. Second, it reveals the precarious balance between political theater and genuine economic strategy. Kennedy's performance was theatrical, but the stakes, jobs, investment, and Louisiana's role in the global energy market could not be more serious. The hearing exchange demonstrates the intersection of politics, economics, safety, and personal freedom. Senator Kennedy, with his mixture of dry humor and relentless questioning, sought to secure three things: a firm federal commitment to Louisiana's LNG future, reassurance about FAA safety staffing, and a defense of American privacy rights at airports. The Secretary's responses reflected a delicate balancing act, promising without overcommitting, defending the FAA's record without giving fuel to critics, and aligning with Kennedy on privacy while trying to maintain institutional authority. The friction between skepticism and reassurance is not accidental. It is the essence of democratic accountability. What stands out most, however, is the underlying theme of trust. Kennedy's Elvis metaphor, "I don't believe Elvis is alive either," captures the public's growing cynicism toward government assurances. Whether it is about job safety, federal investment, or data privacy, citizens demand proof, not promises. Kennedy's role in this hearing was not just to ask questions, but to represent that skepticism on behalf of the American people. Ultimately, this exchange reflects more than regional or partisan politics. It highlights a fundamental democratic question: how can citizens be assured that their government's words align with its deeds? Until that trust is rebuilt, senators like Kennedy will continue to watch like a hawk, ensuring that promises do not vanish into bureaucratic fog.